In today's video, I'm going to share with you some thoughts and some perspectives that I have, as well as some experience on how to get unstuck in your life. Hi, my name is Edward James Carey. Welcome to Praxis Living, where I create content to help you create the life you want. I've been noticing more and more people come into my life recently expressing the same story. They feel stuck in their life. They know what they want, they even know what they should do, but nevertheless, even with that knowledge, it doesn't seem to help them get out of this position of a repetitive pattern of being stuck in their life. And they're expressing that. They're looking for guidance, they're looking for answers. I don't have all the answers, but I do have some opinions that I'm willing to share with you and some experiences of my own. And I'm hoping that you can take something of value out of this video today to help you in your life if you feel like you're one of those people that are stuck in your life. Now, I've been involved in personal development for over 20 years, and even with all that experience in my life, I have been stuck very, very many times in many situations. I've been stuck in jobs that were going nowhere. I've been stuck in relationships that I was in for too long when I should have left them. I've been stuck in wanting to launch a YouTube channel. I've been stuck in that one for years. So I know what it feels like to be stuck. And I also know what it feels like to be in flow, moving forward, getting past the obstacles of being stuck and moving on to the things that we really want to have, do, and be in our lives. And so I want to share a story with you. When I was pursuing my Red Seal degree or ticket in the plumbing industry, it's typically a 4-year program that happens here in Canada. It involves 4 years of academic school. It involves around 7,800 work hours, or at least at the time it did. And when you get those things, you're allowed to go in and take what's called an interprovincial exam to get a Red Seal certificate to become a journeyman plumber. Well, the process is designed to take around 4 years. It took me 7 to 8 years to get that ticket. And the reason is I got stuck. As a third-year plumber, I had 2 years of education. I had all the hours that I needed in order to sign off on my ticket, but I still hadn't taken the last third and fourth year of the education to complete the process. So when that became completely obvious to me, what I did was I made a conscious decision to myself in my head. I got frustrated with myself. I said, enough is enough. I know I'm already qualified as a journeyman plumber. I just need the friggin' education so that I can complete the process. And I went in. I got my third and fourth year of school. I went into my IP examination at the end. When I went into that examination that day, I didn't go in frustrated. I didn't go in stressed, thinking that I was going to fail. None of that was even on my radar. I already knew it was a formality. I just needed to get it done. I was already the thing that I wanted to be, and now I just needed the external world to catch up. And that's exactly what happened. And I got unstuck in my journey to pursue a Red Seal ticket, and I became a Red Seal journeyman plumber. How did I do it? You know, what's really going on when we get ourselves unstuck? I want to share some perspective with you. I really believe that the thing that is most critical that holds us back in life of getting us in this pattern of where we're stuck is fear. And that fear can show up in our lives in many different forms. It can be things that we're afraid of having, but it could also be fear of the things that we don't want. So let me say this to you. Everything that you want in your life is on the other side of fear. However, I also want to tell you this. Everything that you do not want in your life is on the other side of fear. And that, my friends, is why I feel that we hold ourselves in a stuck pattern oftentimes. It's not necessarily because we're afraid of getting the things that we want. I believe that oftentimes it's afraid of having the experiences in life that we don't want. You see, the things that we have in our life are very readily seen. We can see them, we can touch them, we can hear them, we can taste them, we can smell them. And that's the illusion that causes us to believe that the outside world needs to change before anything goes on inside ourselves. And I do not believe that that is the case. I believe that in order to have, do, and be the things that we want in our life, we have to become the thing. We have to become the thing that we want to do, be, or have, and allow the time of the universe and the world outside of us to catch up and demonstrate it. So I believe that it's primarily the fear of the things that we don't want, that we can't see. See, we can see all this. but we can't necessarily see the things that we want or the things that we don't want. So instead of leaving a relationship that we know is going nowhere and doing us no good, and we don't move on to find something better in our lives, instead of focusing on how good it could be, we tend to focus on, well, what if my partner doesn't understand, or they're upset, or they're hurt, or it causes incredible distress, or what about all the drama and the pain and emotions I have to go through in order to move through the process? We don't want that kind of shit. That's the shit that holds us in this holding pattern of being stuck. I, for years, have wanted to start my own YouTube channel. For years. I mean, look around here. I've got lights lighting up the background. I've got all these fancy speakers. I've got this fancy audio desk, and you don't know it unless I tell you, but I've got over $60,000 worth of audio tech and camera and lighting equipment here in my bedroom. And I've had this stuff for almost a full year and never turned it on to use it to produce video. Now, why? I was working full time, being responsible, the way I was taught, to bring a paycheck in, steady paycheck, and I was consistently using my money to buy all this fancy equipment. And I had this dream. I don't want to do plumbing. I want to do personal development. I want to share knowledge that I think can help people like you create better lives for yourself. And I wasn't doing that. I was saying that I wanted to do it. I knew that I wanted to do it, but I wasn't getting it done. I was stuck. I was stuck in my job, just going around the same pattern every week of going to work, coming home, enjoying my weekends, going to work, coming home, enjoying my weekends. And I wasn't getting any closer to the thing that I wanted to do. I was more afraid of letting go of the job, letting go of the steady work, the income, rather than trying to venture out into unknown territory, because I don't know if this is going to work out. I suspect that it will, but I don't know that for a fact. Fortunately enough, circumstances in my life caused me to have a break from my employment, and it was an amicable break. I received a layoff work due to a shortage of work with a company I was working with. They're in between jobs. They only do big jobs, so there's now a time frame in between 2 jobs or 3 jobs or several jobs where there's maybe about a year of unemployment. Well, I'm taking advantage of that time, and I'm moving forward in the direction that I want, and I'm not sitting on my hands waiting or wallowing or wondering whether or not I'm going back to plumbing. I'm not going back. I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward in my desire to help people reach their goals, and that's what I'm here to help you to do. So that's just another one of my stories. Now let me give you some feedback, because I think this is really important to share. When it comes to being unstuck, I have recently discovered a very powerful way to do this. And it's thanks to another successful YouTuber. His name is Quasi Joe here. If you're aware of him, great. If you haven't heard of him, I definitely recommend you have a look. Search his channel, Quasi Joe here. He released a video on a concept called identity shifting, which it really struck me very deeply. And it involved an exercise in the video that he was generous enough to share publicly. And it was an exercise that when you're done with the exercise, you literally take some time, figure out what you want, what your life is designed like, and you end up with what is called an identity blueprint. And that is what led me to this. This is my identity blueprint. I've got it laminated. It's all pretty. I get to read it every morning, like I was suggested to do, to read it every morning. But not only that, grab a journal like I do here and document anything that begins to change in your outer life to demonstrate that your identity is working. So that's the process that I'm now engaged in. I'm happy to report that I'm working closely with Quasi in a new group that he started called Reality Creation Academy. I'm happy to be one of 100 people in that group to help Quasi support his dream and for him to help me support my dream. When Quasi introduced me to this exercise on identity shifting, I cannot stress this enough. I've been studying personal development for 20 years, and nobody ever told me, at least not with clarity the way Quasi presented it, that I had the ability to not just decide what I want, I had the ability to instantly become the person that has those things. And when I realized that, magic struck. Now, as a rapid sequence of events to follow up that experience, I'm now in a group working with Quasi, and I'm excited, just the electricity in this private group is phenomenal. And there's been enough motivation in that group to communicate with members of the group that I just needed to share all the things on my mind through video. And hence, I launched a YouTube channel, and now I'm in the state of being who I want to be, creating content that helps you design a better life. Again, if you haven't checked out Quasi Joe here, I definitely recommend you plug into some of his material. It's working for me, and I don't see any reason why it cannot work for yourself. Thanks for watching this video today. I hope that I've shared something of value that you can take and use right now to help you get unstuck in your life. It really is as simple as a process of figuring out who you want to be and then being that person. Be honest with yourself. Ask yourself, are you afraid of something? Are you afraid of moving on with your life? Are you afraid that if you get unstuck, it may lead to something that you don't want? That's a valid concern. It's a valid fear. I don't want to dismiss it. I want you to know that it is possible to move into that fear. It's possible to get closer to it, to process it logically, and then to just choose to agree that you are not going to have bad things in your life for moving on. You're only going to have good things and good successes. Once again, my name is Edward James Carey. Thanks for watching today. I'll see you again soon.